Okay, here's part 2 of the refrigerator repair on a Whirlpool side by side. And what I had shown in my previous video, I didn't really show this panel taken off because I had already fixed it, put it back together. So I showed pictures and had arrows showing what to remove and everything. And so after replacing the defrost timer, which is located here, and the compressor relay, which is located on the bottom left rear of the refrigerator behind that little cardboard panel, on the side of the compressor, which is the black thing, looks like a little kettle. And it ran for like a day and a half, and got it this morning, and it had kicked off again and was starting to thaw. So what I did, came in here, looked at it. Yesterday I had adjusted the freezer and refrigerator up just a little bit to be colder, and so this morning it wasn't running, but the light was on again. No fans running at all. And so I put the adjustments back in the center and stood here and looked at it for a second, and it kicked on. So it ran for a little while and it kicked back off again. I took this panel off. If you take this switch loose and turn it over, there is a timer. There's kind of a thing where you can put a slotted straight screwdriver in it and turn it slowly. It's kind of like a timer for a lamp or something. And you'll hear it clicking as you turn it, and it clicks once and to kick the refrigerator off, and then the next little click, which is not very far, when you're turning it clockwise, will turn it back on, and nothing was happening. So I called, or I was putting this back together and ready to go get a new refrigerator, and I put this back on. I went to put the faceplate back on it, smacked it with my hand, and the refrigerator started running. So that told me there must be either a loose connection or something else wrong. So I called the appliance parts store, and it turns out it's most likely this controller. So we're going to put this in. We'll see how this goes. Just so that you know how this works, on this model there are two controls. The left one is for the freezer. Show you the panel here. The right one is for the refrigerator to adjust the coldness of each. On this one, there's only one controller that controls everything. The other one just controls the damper, which is a vent that allows the cool air to be blown by a little fan from the freezer over into the refrigerator. I never knew how these work, but that's how they work. So in order to get to this, I had to take, there's a plastic cover up here, long plastic cover like this, that I had to take off. There was one screw holding it on, and then there was one screw holding on the cover over this part. And on the controller, there is a temperature probe here, and when you remove the old one, you'll see that it goes back in here in that tube, and then comes in and wraps around this part. And so you cannot just pull it straight out and get it out. You have to take all that off to get it out, or you'll tear it up or break something. So, there's a little cover over the vent back here. And then down underneath of this, behind that panel, there is a fan, and all the coils are back here behind this panel. And that little plastic fan blows the air up over into the refrigerator through here, and the damper controls how cold it gets. It's interesting to me that the controller says refrigerator, yet it controls the entire unit, and then the damper says it controls how cold the freezer is. So I guess it's just interesting to me that they control the airflow to the refrigerator, and yet it controls the temperature of the freezer by allowing more air into the refrigerator. But that's how it works. So we'll put all this back together and see how it does, and I'll update the video before I post it online after a couple of days, and we'll see how we do. Okay, so we're back in here a couple of days after the repair was complete. I replaced the controller, which was behind the refrigerator knob. Like I said, the freezer is just the damper adjustment that controls the flow of air from that vent from the freezer to the refrigerator side. And as you can see, we're hovering around 36, 37 degrees, and it's been running great for the past couple of days, so everything looks to be good at this point. So hopefully this has been helpful to someone. And like I said, I replaced the defrost timer, which is located behind this plate under these with these controls, and also replaced that relay that kicks on the compressor on the side of the compressor. Those are probably the three most likely pieces to go bad anyway, so I went ahead and replaced them. It cost me less than $200, better than spending $1,000 on a refrigerator. So again, hopefully this has been helpful to someone.